What's going on, brother?
Brother, everything,
Much
everything.
love. Oi, much love, brother. Much love.
Much love, much love. Everything's good. We're all situated. We're all situated.
All right, brother. Yeah. No, dude, the first thing I wanted to talk about, because I think this is greatly important to say right now,
Mhm.
is, and you guys will see where I'm going with this, is a little bit about gematria and the letter X. So you'll see that from 2017 to 2024, the lunar ecliptic path, the two lunar eclipses that happened, it made an X over the United States of America. From 2017 to 2024, in both of those years, there was a lunar eclipse. And that lunar ecliptic path did an X over the United States of America. You will see that Elon Musk changed the name of Twitter to X. You will see that he's implementing X payments inside of Twitter. You will see that he even named his son X. You will also see that there is a deep agenda at play right now with changing how the world works when it comes to currency and money transactions. And they are implementing something called the CBDC, the Central Banking Digital Currency. And the Central Banking Digital Currency and ISO 2022 will implement a lot of the X coins like XRP, XDC, XLM. It'll be using things like HBAR. You will see that the engine that is responsible for allowing XRP to be used in the way that it is going to be used is called Ripple. And Ripple is actually, a lot of people don't know this, but Ripple is also the same engine that actually runs PayPal. And Elon Musk was, a lot of people don't know this, was the creator of PayPal in the 1990s. In the 90s, that was what first allowed that Satanist man to get his wealth was selling PayPal. But that's why in past timelines, and even technically still right now, which will change soon, but PayPal is the fastest way and the most efficient way to, well, exchange currency and foreign currencies all around the world with the fastest transaction time. And that's because Ripple is the engine that is responsible of PayPal. It's called Ripple. And you'll see that, you know, the SEC, Brad Garlinghouse, and all these puppets, these Satanist puppets, they are they are about to take off. And this is happening in real life time and space. It's happening right now. It's all happening through symbolism, etymology, numerology. This is astronomically being played out. It's all scripted. Now, you'll see that X, I want to go back to that number X. Remember, Elon named his son X. He's implementing X payments inside of the social media application called X. The lunar ecliptic path from 2017 to 2024 did a literal X over the throne of God, the land of Judah, the biblical lands, the United States. And you'll also see, and I can elaborate on that later in this live, what I just said, but I'm going to keep going on this. You will see that X is the 24th letter of the alphabet. Now, that's interesting because numerology 24 decodes to a 6, 2 plus 4. 2 plus 4 is 6. You will see that's symbolic because if the elite worship one thing and if the elite have one god, it's Saturn. Saturn happens to be the sixth planet from the sun, and it is the only other celestial body and or planet with a north pole, other than Earth, of course. You will see that the north pole of Saturn is a third dimensional hexagon in the center of the celestial body. Inside of the star, there is an actual third dimensional hexagon. A hexagon is 6 sides. Hex means 6. So you'll see that carbon, even scientists know what I'm about to say, carbon is the energy source of plants, minerals, animals, and humans. And you will see that alpha central base carbon has an equation. Alpha central base carbon is created by 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. The triple six, right? The beast, 666. You will see that the North Pole in the center of Saturn, the third dimensional hexagon, it's 6-sided. Hex means 6, but it's third dimensional, so there's 3 sixes. It's 666. And that's why Satan is always correlated with the 666, the beast, Chronos, the crown, the only planet with rings around it. The governor of time, space, and matter. There's 24 hours in a day, 2 plus 4, you guessed it. There's 60 seconds in a minute. There's 60 minutes in an hour. And you even bury him 6 feet under. No? So you will see that this is all greatly symbolic to Saturn, Satan 6. And if the elite praise and worship one thing, it is the number 6, it is the 666, and it is the planet, is the celestial body Saturn. And you will also see that this is all, where am I going with all of this? Well, that X, back to the X and what we were talking about, X is the 24th letter of the alphabet, right? So all of this X praise and X symbolism in the application Twitter being changed, in X payments, in XDC, XRP, XLM, and Elon naming his little, I'm not even gonna say anything, his son, his son is named X. You will see that this is all Saturn praise. It's all praise to time, space, and matter, because this is the physical world that the elite rule. The Satanists, the cabal, they're all one group. You know, whether it's Kamala and Trump, bro, they're all sleeping together. They are all holding hands in the back of the room. I promise. I am not lying. I am not lying. I am telling the truth. And whether people want to believe it or not, I can't change an individual state of consciousness. I cannot change what an individual internally feels and believes. Only they can. But my words maybe can influence that. But I will say that this is the darkest agenda happening right now. Trump and Elon Musk are Satanists, and they are a part of the cabal. They are a part of the show. They This is all scripted. What's happening right now in the United States of America and worldwide is 100% completely and utterly scripted. I promise from the core of my heart. I promise this, bro. I am not lying. I am not a liar. And I will tell you right now, bro, that this is something that needs to be analyzed. It is something that is happening right now to win over the minds of the youth. That is why the whole TikTok thing just happened. And it lasted like one day. That was entirely scripted. That was completely scripted. Every single bit of that was entirely a script. And all of the major whales, you know, China, Russia, the United States, they put on this act or show that they are not friends, that they are not allies, but there is one world government. Let the truth be told, there is one world government, and they specifically specialize in controlling the minds of the people and dumbing down human awareness and or consciousness so humans are more prone to be controlled. It goes all the way back to Rome. It goes all the way back to Greece. It goes all the way back to Babylon, Egypt. Divide the peasants and they shall be conquered. Divide the people and they shall be conquered. Separate them through languages, borders, countries, politics, religions, and they will be conquered. 100% of the time.
Wow,
They will be.
brother. Wow. Wow. I just want to say, first of all, brother Ethan, first of all, I just want to thank you, just giving gratitude for you coming on immediately with passion, immediately with purpose and passion with this message that really seems to come from someplace deep down that you
The
just
ether.
you
The
want to
ether
get
is
this.
where it comes from.
Say again?
The ether is where it comes from.
Exactly, exactly. So, like I titled this, etheric knowledge, the ether, and I love how you just play it, with your name. It's so close, this Ethan, with this etheric knowledge that's coming from the ether itself. It seems like you just know so much, not only about, where things are going, the future, but where we have come from, the past, and what gives you hope. I'd love to hear your perception and your reflection on what positive things do you feel like humanity has in store for itself?
Good. That's good. I know that there is an unseen force that orchestrates this physical reality and gives all life form and function as well as command and order. I know this Holy Spirit, this Holy Ghost, that we are all interconnected to and through to have mighty, mighty power and control over this world. It is what navigates the ether. It is what controls the unseen. It is what gives conditioned consciousness form and function because it is the unconditioned. And what gives me hope, what makes me smile,
Yeah.
and always bring tears to my eyes when I think about it is how that is what orchestrates this timeline that we are in. All these prophecies that are happening within the scriptures, within other religious traditions and texts and teachings, they're unfolding, and it's not a coincidence. There's actually not really such thing as a coincidence in life. There's only divinity. There is only things that are supposed to be, and the Holy Spirit is the anchor of that. It is the commander of that. And it is my Father. And I and my Father are one. I and the Holy Ghost are one. And I know that everything that happens in the next, astronomically, in the next 12 years specifically, is going to be the most crazy timeline that this earth has ever seen across all civilizations, across every single timeline that has taken place on this planet Earth, this one that we are living in right now, me and you, brother, my
Hmm.
brother of righteousness, we are living in the most crazy symbolic times, and we are living in the most symbolic times, biblically, astronomically. It's within all of the etymology, the numerology. It is all written, it is all scripted by the Most High. And I just want to say that a lot of people are being deceived right now and they are being led astray. They're being guided in the wrong direction by Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump is the Antichrist, and he will present the individual that presents the mark of the beast, which is Elon Musk. In the book of Revelation, it says that women and children young will need the mark of the beast on their right hand and or forehead to buy and or sell. And this is their agenda. They want to merge human consciousness with technology. They want to completely and entirely isolate individuals from the Great Spirit. And that is why I am at war against these individuals. And it is going to be a war with no physical touch. It is going to be a non-violent war.
Hmm.
They might make it violent, and they can they can cut out a man's tongue, but no one will cut out a man's tongue for lying. Someone will only cut out a man's tongue for telling the truth, for they do not want him to be heard. And
Right.
you will see that take place, and everyone will see that take place.
So, it's tremendous that you're talking about these topics right now and, bringing about so much awakening in the world, letting people know what's actually happening. And, it seems like it really weighs on your heart and it just, it streams in your consciousness and there's nothing left to do but stream forth, like to let the cup runneth over when all of this is welling up within you. And like you said, there are things that get you emotional and you understand the connection that we have as brothers, as sisters, as family, as, just beings in this reality. So I love seeing, Brother Ethan, when people are walking up to you on the street and, they're calling you Jesus and you're like, see, they recognize, they're like, yeah, see, they're calling you Jesus, they just walk up to you and they see that Christ-like energy, the Christed energy coming off of you and ringing off of your aura. Because if I'm correct, you're from California originally?
I am from the Valley of Evil, yes, brother, where
California,
these Apple phones are created, where
right?
Tesla cars were
So then,
created, where
what brought
Google.
you what brought you to Brazil? How did that journey unfold?
Yeah, so I've been on some soul exploration for the past 10
Hmm.
months, and I have gone through countries like El Salvador and immersed myself there,
Yeah.
Honduras and immersed myself there, Nicaragua and immersed myself
Mm.
there, Costa Rica. and Panama and
Yeah.
Colombia, along with Ecuador, along with Peru, Bolivia. And I've been immersing myself deeply inside of the languages, the cultures, their ways of life, and learning more about myself, learning more about other humans, learning more about thyself.
Yeah.
And I think that it is an extremely powerful thing to do. But don't forget that the lands that you are living in right now is the biblical lands of Judah. They're the lands that flow with milk and honey. That is where the end reveals itself. That is where judgment day will happen. And that is the biblical lands that are spoken about in the book of Revelation, in different books inside of the scriptures. You will see that in Phoenician, it's a language that predates Greek. And you'll see that Utah are actually greatly connected together. And I'm going to explain it very quick in about 3 sentences, maybe longer, but we'll see how long it goes. But you will see that in Phoenician, Judah is a direct translation to Judah in Hebrew, and you will see that Judah is a direct translation in English to Utah. And in the Bible, it says that the lands of Judah, the land of Israel, the land flowing with milk and honey, the land that shall flow with milk and honey, has a mountain called Mount Zion. It depicts it to be 12,000 feet high. Well, I have something to say, and I have something obvious to point out. There's no 12,000-foot mountain in modern day Israel. Modern day Israel in the Middle East does not have a single mountain that's 12,000 feet tall. You will also see that it's interesting because it speaks of a great salt lake below Mount Zion. And Judah has a 12,000 foot mountain in Zion National Park called Zion. And you will see that where in the world possesses a great salt lake, a mighty salt lake that the Bible talks about. That's interesting. And where does it happen to be? Utah. And where does it happen to be under Zion National Park?
Mm.
So you will see that this is greatly symbolic, and it even speaks of a river called Jordan. It speaks of the Jordan River. That's interesting because you can look up on Google Maps right now, Jordan River, Utah, and there is a river called Jordan, literally Jordan, exactly how it's pronounced in English, the tongue that will be used in end times during this timeline. In fact, it is the most spoken language on earth right now, with 1.5 billion speakers. Just about 3 years ago, it surpassed Mandarin Chinese as the most spoken language on the planet Earth. It has 1.5 billion speakers, including people that are bilingual, aka non-mother tongue speakers. And you will see that this is all greatly symbolic, brother. It's symbolism. It is the truth being revealed. I am not a liar. You can look in my face and tell me I am not a liar. You know, and all these people know, and everyone will see that I am not a liar.
Wow.
I am a truther. I am the
Wow.
truth.
Wow,
And
brother.
and I will
Go ahead.
no,
Yeah,
I
go
will
ahead.
just say, bro, that just to wrap that topic up, modern day Israel
Hmm.
has no 12,000-foot mountains, so therefore it cannot be the biblical lands because the Bible spoke of something different. And it also spoke of a great salt lake. Once again, it can't be that because the only great salt lake is in Judah, the land that will flow with milk and honey. And that is your home. That is my home.
Wow. Thank you for the symbolism. Just thank you for all these comparisons, drawing these parallels. I was raised in the church, but of course, we didn't dive as deep into the scripture as you have definitely dove into the scripture. And when it comes to Zion, thank you for bringing that up because you brought fond memories of hiking in Zion. That was one of the most beautiful places that I've hiked and just seen just the like when I was in the Rocky Mountains, like of Zion National Park, like hiking, and these little squirrels would actually come up to me and take from my hand. You know, they were telling you, don't feed the squirrels. You know, they came right up to you. And I remember that was one of my favorite times, just hiking and traveling across the US at least, you know. But in other countries, because like you named at least what 10 or 15 countries that you've gone across, you know, Ecuador, Costa Rica, Brazil, and all these places and all these spaces to meet and see all these faces. And you also mentioned, Ethan, that you're learning so much from other people. So what has it given you in terms of getting in tune with people that you weren't in tune with when you were just living in California? What has now, being in these beautiful places that you're in now, what has it enriched you with?
It has allowed me to feel the oneness on deeper levels.
Hmm.
It has allowed me to always and forever know and feel that thy neighbor is thyself.
Mm.
It has always created a lot of humbling experiences for me, whether I'm on a bus that is halfway broken down on a dirt road
It was like 10
and
hours,
I'm
right? It was like a
yeah,
10-hour ride,
many of
yeah.
them, many of them, and whether I'm dry fasted with no food or water, walking in the isolated countryside of Brazil, and I'm
Hmm.
hot and I'm sweating, and I have just the walk of faith inside of me, bro. It has
Yeah.
created the walk of faith inside of me to be deeper and stronger. It has created my awareness to be raised. Y estou aprendendo português muito rápido aqui em Brasil porque eu falo bom espanhol e português é muito similar, mas a pronúncia é muito diferente. It has allowed me to learn Portuguese very fast because I speak good Spanish, and Portuguese and Spanish are very similar, but the pronunciation is very different. Claro, hablo bueno español porque yo viajar en otros lugares en Latinoamérica por mucho tiempo. Of course, I speak good Spanish because I've traveled for a lot of time in other places inside of Latin America.
Wow.
And
Nice.
the tongue will be equipped with my avatar,
Hmm.
and not just the tongue that will be used in the end, which is English. But I will say that I want to touch other people's hearts.
Yes.
I want to be seen by everyone and everything, and God will make sure that happens. God, I don't do any of this. I am just a meat suit. I am just a flesh vessel. I'm just a DNA skin suit, just like you, just like him, just like her, just like them. We are all a part of the same one breath of life. And that is what orchestrates through my beingness.
Mm.
I am nothing. Without your heartbeat, mine fails.
Wow. Wow, brother. That's the first time I've heard that hits. Without your heartbeat, mine fails. My goodness. You know, gratidão, obrigado. You know, just thank you, brother, just for this and just bridging the gap, you know, bridging the worlds of languages, you know, like you
Dios
said before,
abençoe seu
like you
coração. God bless
said.
your heart.
Oh yes, like you said before about, you know, the Babylonian and just the different languages, and you know, you're just bringing people more together. So I see your heart, you know, I see that this is your intention and that you have that, and you're bringing that into the view, bringing that into focus, because when you were talking about dry fasting and walking in hot desert-like areas or just humid areas and you're dry, you're not eating or drinking. Can you speak about fasting in general? When did you come into the fasting frequency?
Okay. Yeah, so fasting is a tool. It is the most ancient advanced technology on the planet Earth.
Mhm.
It will allow an individual to truthfully, truthfully connect to what we all are on the deepest of deep levels. Fasting allows someone to do that. It is the greatest, most ancient tool to ascend. It is the greatest, most ancient tool to raise human awareness and or consciousness to higher states of beingness. And you'll see that I'm quite skinny, but that spirit is eating good, brother. That spirit is eating damn good. And I will tell you that because I feel this within my heart. I feel great courage. I walk with great faith when I fast. I am more connected when I fast. I am more holy and righteous when I fast. I am different when I eat. I am different when I put food in my body. It changes my state of beingness. And I think that fasting is what the creator tells us to do inside of the holy scriptures. Fasting is the most advanced technology on this planet earth, and it truthfully is a gift from the divine to ascend and unite with what we all
I,
are at
I
our deep
agree.
core essence.
I agree. I
And it
agree.
is also the it is also the greatest tool to heal dis-ease, because all a dis-ease is when electromagnetism is when electricity is not flowing through a certain part of the body, whether that be a system, an organ, a gland, the bloodstream, the brain, etc., to an optimal state of flow. Therefore, it is causing a blockage. It is creating the body to not be at ease. Therefore, there is stagnation in that exact part of the body, creating a disease to take place.
Right.
And that is the truth. And a fasting allows the individuals to break free and vortex out of that stagnation, or Satan blocking them and stagnating them into this physical world, and so deeply on the level of having an actual disease and possibly getting their life taken from them, because it is it is a manifestation of unrighteous energy. Disease is a
Mm.
manifestation of unrighteous energy.
Mm.
Um,
Okay, so when you're talking about this manifestation and just a culmination of a lower vibration, and when you mention as well, Ethan, the level of stagnation that you might have felt before, what was the level of degradation, if you can recall, in your life before you found fasting, before you discovered these practices that were longer lasting, such as fasting? Like what was your state? What was your lifestyle, like your style of living? What was your diet? What were you doing? What were you chewing, before you started letting things go?
sure. So I was just a normal person like anyone else. I grew up in a small city, not even really a city. I would call it a small town in the north of California called Roseville.
Mm-hmm.
And you will see that the Valley of California, much like we touched on Utah, Judah, being the biblical lands, you will also see that there's many more biblical lands inside of the United States of America, such as Arizona and parts of Utah. That is where the true ancient Kemet is. I was blessed enough to be taken to Sedona, Arizona by a dear friend of mine. She took me there in 2022, right before 2023. And, I kid you not, you could see in real life time and space, my brother, you can see these Egyptian deities and or gods mapped out in the rocks. I mean, you had Thoth, you had Ra, you had Isis. I mean, it was truthfully an emotional experience. My hairs are standing up as I say this because I seen it with
Yeah.
my eyes.
Yeah.
And it's a very interesting thing, how we have been lied to and we've been led astray in the United States of America to believe and think and even see the biblical lands and the prophetic lands being elsewhere. But no, that's not true. And you will see that the Grand Canyon is the real true ancient Egypt. The Grand Canyon is the real true ancient Kemet. It is the lands of Egypt. And you will even see that there's artifacts found in places like Washington, D.C., and specific museums where there is like King Tut artifacts and stuff that were actually found in the Grand Canyon. And they even say that in the museum that it was found elsewhere outside of Egypt, which means the civilization of Egypt had to have been in multiple other places than Africa. And it's interesting because the artifacts found in these places in the United States of America predate, they predate on a carbon level the ones that are found in Africa. But I
Wow.
will say that all love to Africa. Africa is also the land. The whole land is the land. Anyway, I will say that California, though, you know, when it spoke about Nazareth in the Bible and it spoke about the valley of evil, it is talking about my home. It is talking about where Hollyweird is. It is talking about where all these puppets live. It is talking about the evil, demonic Hollywood industry with the music and the movies. It is talking about where these Apple phones were created, where Tesla cars were created, Silicon Valley, where Google was brought to life, Silicon Valley and the Valley of Evil, where Amazon wasn't created there, but it was really brought to life there. This is the valley of evil. This is where I am from, and I have walked through the shadow of the beast. I
Wow.
am from there. I am born and raised there. It is my birthplace on that ley line of the capital of the United States of America, the Valley of Evil, Sacramento, California.
Wow.
It is single-handedly the most biodiverse place on the planet with deserts, forests, oceans, beaches, valleys, oases. I mean, it's got the largest alpine lake in the United States of America. It's got the tallest trees on the planet Earth. It's got the oldest trees on the planet Earth. It's got the widest trees width-wise. It's got the widest, fattest trees on the planet Earth. And, you know, it is truthfully a special place. It will forever be my home. I will forever walk through that valley of the beast.
Wow.
And it is my heart, it is my soul, it is where my family still lives,
Mm-hmm.
and it will never not be my home. I am just on soul exploration right now for the next 9 years until I return to the throne of God.
All right.
And I will walk all of Latin America. Like I said, I've started in El Salvador. I've done El
Mm-hmm.
Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, and now I'm here in Brazil. And I will be finishing off on Chile, Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay, Suriname, Guyana, Venezuela, Mexico, and Guatemala.
Beautiful.
And I will then go to Africa and start from the bottom to the top and zigzag everywhere in between
Beautiful.
and continue to walk.
Beautiful. Beautiful, brother. What a pilgrimage. You know, what a pilgrimage, what a passage, what a purposeful journey, you know, and just to have that learning throughout your journey and to continue to keep that inner fire burning, you know, with your
Keeps getting
learning.
hotter.
So, you know, it's interesting as you're speaking because, you know, you also brought up fond memories. We've done at least 3 retreats in Sedona, Arizona, and I echo your sentiments, brother. Definitely that place, it was, oh man, you know, there was galactic energy, there was spectacular energy, there was vibrancy. It was a vortex. It was a vortex in Sedona, Arizona. The 3 times I've been there, you know, they were definitely life changing. And, you know, what I was asking you before was actually just physically, you know, what do you feel was your state of dis-ease? What were you consuming that led you to fasting or maybe led you to purification with your body, because
Distractions.
you advocate for the purification of the body. I mean, I've seen that you have the 7-day fruit-based detox, you have different things that you allow people or, you know, share with people about fasting. So I'm just wondering about your journey in particular.
Yeah, brother. Distractions is what kept me from experiencing what I know right now. Distractions can be many things: toxic foods, toxic people, your phone, the media, music, being around other people too much. being very aware of what you are listening to, what you are watching, who you are around, the environment you are in, where you are dispersing your energy. Those 5 things are what held me back, brother.
Okay.
Distractions.
Distractions. Okay. So now today, you feel like today you've removed all distractions.
No, no. I am walking proof of creating that, though. I'm living proof. I'm the living image that I will overcome any and all distractions. I will overcome any and all oppressors and energies that want to suppress human consciousness. And as of right now, no, absolutely
Thank you.
not. Definitely not.
Yeah, thank you for your honesty on that. Like, I appreciate your transparency and just, being real, being forthcoming
I'm
with
as real
people to let them
as
know.
it gets, brother. I
Yeah.
only speak the truth. I
Yeah,
only
like,
speak
thank
the
you.
truth.
Thank you, because I appreciate, just even in a state of perfection, to embrace the state of imperfection, to let people know that, hey, we're all together in
Yes.
this. Like, no one is above, and just understanding it's all love. We are not above, it's all love. So just thank you for admitting that. And what is your biggest challenge when it comes to the distraction? The opposite of gaining traction is distraction, like pulling us back. I have my own struggles. Everybody I've talked to on here has their own struggles. So what allows you to overcome those struggles today? Because I see that you see for yourself somewhere brighter on the horizon.
Yeah, I like that, bro. You're very good at articulating your words, and I love everything that you've said so far, brother. All praises to your heart. Okay, faith and sitting in stillness has always allowed me to overcome the voice in my head.
Mm.
And faith, acceptance, and truly giving myself over to the Holy Ghost that we are all interconnected to and through is the answer. It is the answer. That's it. That's my
Faith and
answer.
stillness. I love that, man. Thank you, Ethan. One of my good friends told me a while back, they said, you let go of the illness when you're embracing the stillness, and you let go of the violence when you get back to the silence, you know? So when it comes to this, faith, he said as well, he told me, Ethan, he said, faith is an acronym for following all in thy heart, right? You're following all in thy heart. That's faith. So when you're in the heart place and you're getting out of the headspace, because we can find a lot of mental chatter. It's always talking. It's always, we're walking. It's always talking. It's always having something to say.
Yeah.
When did you finally sit down and just, meditate and allow things to rise to the surface? What finally allowed you to do that for your life? Because for some people, it's inspiration, but for other people, it's desperation. So I'm wondering, which of the two was it for you?
Okay. I would say that 4 years ago,
Hmm.
I started to awaken with all of you guys in that new energy that entered Earth. You guys all remember it. I know all of you do. In the year 2020, 2021 area, there was a disperse of gamma radiation, iron oxide, and powerful electromagnetic energy that came directly from the ether that played a huge role in raising all of our awarenesses.
Mm.
And that is what allowed my being to finally start seeing what I was supposed to see. And to elaborate a little bit deeper on exactly what you said, I
Mhm.
feel so deeply inside of myself that everyone is on their own journey and path, and it's orchestrated by God. God orchestrates everything. Everything is predestined, everything is pre-written, everything is truthfully orchestrated by the Most High. Everything. And that is my anchor. That is my life. It is my truth. It is my way.
Mm.
It is my everything. It is what allows me to experience breath. It is what allows me to love my mom.
Mm.
It is what allows me to talk to you.
Mm. Wow.
And I think that that would have to be the answer, is like that allows me to just be and see the vision and feel the intuition and walk the walk. It is my engine. It is what beats my heart without me asking it to beat. It is what wakes me up in the morning and allows me to see sunlight again without my heart failing on me in my sleep.
Yeah.
It is what allows me to talk to people and hug people. It is, it just is.
Yes. It just is. You know, so it is. So it is. I love this, brother. I love the power in your words, brother. You know, when you're talking about this, the breath of life. You know, they talk about that inspiration is to be in spirit, to be inspired, you know, is to be in spirit, the way, the truth, and the life. I love this. When you're talking about it is what makes my heart beat, you know, without my conscious awareness, my lungs that breathe without my conscious awareness, and just to have this divine, you know, communication and conversation with many people throughout the nation. You mentioned your mother. You know, how does your mother support your journey? Does she support your journey? Is she with you on this journey in spirit as well?
The person that is to the maximum.
Okay.
I, I give all praises to my mom, all praises to the Ram, all praises. Yeah,
Yeah.
she has been more supportive than anyone my entire life.
Whoa.
She has been my life giver. She has provided for me. She has loved me more than anyone has ever loved me.
Mm.
She is the most special thing to me and the most special person to
Wow.
me.
Wow. You know, I'm an only child, brother, and I was raised primarily by my mother. And I'd love to hear, you know, what do you feel is the greatest lesson that you have learned from your mom?
To love, to love.
Just okay.
Like on the deepest answer I could give you, it's just one word. She has provided me so much love.
Wow.
Love is what I answer that with.
And you know, different people, Ethan, have different definitions of this word. You know, even though it's only 4 letters, so many people have different ways of describing this one word. So, what would be your definition of love?
Okay. Love is to truthfully treat thy neighbor like thyself. Love is to truthfully embrace the interconnectivity in all people and things and love every single part of it. Love is truthfully to accept divinity at all times and walk with the almighty power of faith at all times.
Mhm.
Love is to evolve, and they're even anagrams for each other in a sense. The E is silent either way. Love is to truthfully express emotion.
Mm.
Love is to be present and be complete and be
Mm.
whole in the center of your heartbeat, and what we are interconnected to and through forever, for eternity, for
Absolutely.
everlasting life, for eternal salvation.
Wow. I love that. I love that. You know, when you're speaking this love and just to have that faith and to allow the love to penetrate and permeate your vessel, you know, so we don't have to wrestle. Like you let it all nestle inside the vessel when you're talking about love, and it just comes out to everything that the light touches. You've been to so many places already and you're still continuing to travel on foot. You're going to all these different places. But when it comes to love, has there ever been a time in your life that you can recall, Ethan, that you were in a place or it seemed like things could have gone left, but because
Mhm.
of the love, it went another way? Like, when has your love protected you in the world?
You're good. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay. Well, I will say that in a sense, it sounds like you're speaking about. I just want to start out by saying I've been to the most dangerous places in all of America. I mean, we're talking Guayaquil,
Right.
Ecuador, completely and utterly ran by cartels and gangs.
Hmm.
It's had multiple military shutdowns. I've walked through it solo, alone,
Exactly.
just me. I've been through San Pedro Sula, Honduras. It is actually still to this very second and day the sixth most dangerous city on the
Mhm.
planet, on in all of the
Wow.
world. It is the sixth most dangerous city on earth, and I walked through that with my dear brother in blood, Dylan.
Mhm.
Um, I we do not share the same mom or dad, but that is my brother in blood. That is my brother of righteousness. That is my family.
Mhm.
That is my everlasting brother. And I walked through Honduras with him. I walked through um, a lot of dangerous places in Colombia, like the barrios or hoods of Santa Marta,
Mhm.
Cartagena. There has been times where what you're talking about definitely came to life.
Mhm.
This was about a year ago. I was on a boat. This was when my Spanish was not good at all either, with some people that most likely most likely rob and take advantage of every other tourist that is a Jew with blue eyes. But I will say that I was on a boat. They drove me out to an isolated island with like no police, no people other than me and
Mhm.
them. And the only thing that I can say is nothing bad happened. We actually ended up all becoming
Mhm.
friends, and I think that just happened because God. There's no other answer inside of me. I don't have any other intellectual answer. I don't have any other explanation on why nothing bad happened to me by those individuals. I think that it was the look in my eyes and it was the aura that came from my heart that
Mhm.
made them know, feel, and see that they were not supposed to do anything bad to my being. And these were some janky guys. I think that they were like, I don't know what you want to call it, like gangsters or something like this. Yeah,
Mhm.
they're like gangsters, and there were some Colombian boys from the hoods, and and the whole boat situation. It was because I paid them to go out to the islands. It wasn't just like they kidnapped me and I paid them Colombian money to go to the islands that I wanted to see. They were off the coast of a city called Cartagena, and these individuals, like I said, more than likely, my intuition tells me they do bad things to tourists. I'm almost sure of that.
Wow.
And to answer your question on what you first asked or what you first said, nothing bad happened to me, and we actually all ended up becoming friends, and they brought me back to the mainland, and we all hugged.
Wow. Wow, brother. Well, you are definitely divinely protected, you know, divinely selected, within the collective, I have to just thank you for coming on here, brother,
Love you,
because
bro.
thank you. It's all love. It's all love. Much love, man, because just your courage and the tremendous amount of bravery for just no matter what comes your way, no matter what judgment, what criticism, what misunderstanding someone has, you're going to speak your truth and you're going to speak the truth. And I just thank you for that. And this is evidence that you're here for a reason. You're not just here for a purpose, you're here on purpose. And I love that you're in service. So thank you,
Love you,
brother.
brother.
Thank you for coming on here today, man. You didn't have to, but you came on here. I appreciate you taking the time. And if this is somebody's first time seeing you, because I know you do one-on-one coaching, you have services and offerings as well. What's the
Yeah.
best place people could go to receive your services if they wanted to get more in touch with you?
My phone number. There should be a contact button on my Instagram.
Okay. Okay. So people can just go, and I'll just say this for the people who are also listening to this on audio. Just go to I am Ether. That's EYEAMAETHER, and hit the link in the bio. And you said it should all be there, the number?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Awesome, brother. Thank you, Ethan.
Thank you, brother. Love you.
Thank you. Enjoy the
And
rest of your
brother,
day.
how can I post this live on my reels?
Oh, it's gonna be posted. So by
Okay.
the time that I hit this little X button up here,
And
I'll just share the
we can do
live.
it on both of our accounts, like a.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll just add you as the collaborator because this was a collaboration,
Okay.
and then we'll spread the vibration. Yeah.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
good.
All right.
All
Take
right,
care.
brother.
Take
Goodbye.
care, brother.
You too, bro.